and on repeat, and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bringing out the big guns when we coming through. Welcome to the stage. Come on, enjoy the day. Hurry up, don't come in late. You know we love it, the sacred thing.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. I'm one of 3 hosts today, Christian Cortez, joined always by...
I am Michael Zapsik, and we have a very special guest to my right. Why don't you introduce yourself, very special guest?
I'm Matthew Ranieri. I work here at the Stash, and I'm over at Smodcast. You can find me there most of the time.
What's
Thanks
up?
for having me today.
What's going on, man?
You mostly find him in the ladies' room,
Jesus
scrubbing out
Christ.
toilets. It's awesome.
We do plunge plenty of toilets.
I'm telling you.
And the men's room, cleaning both of them.
Oh, yeah, that glory hole ain't gonna make itself.
Matt, it wasn't me, okay?
No, it's all right. We came to promote the theater. We're doing a great job at that.
Hey,
Matt, you agreed to be on
glory
the live
hole
stream.
Wednesdays. That's right. That would be so awesome, right?
What was that, Jerry Jones for the Patriots owner? They asked him what they thought about the Patriots, and he's like, it's just there's no more glory holes. It's not. It used to be.
cares?
It used to be an oil thing. It used to be a term for when they'd find oil.
Really?
Yeah,
That's where that comes from?
They'd find
It has since been adapted into something else.
Yeah.
way worse.
Something way, way worse.
Yeah, you know what?
Still something that goes up, but...
There's a game called cornholing, and whenever somebody uses that in my vicinity, I don't think of a beanbag and a big wooden slap thing. No, that ain't my thinking at all.
Welcome to the show, Matt.
We are a very safe, family-friendly theater.
Oh, 110%. Is this the burnt toast
Sure,
edition, or are we missing Johnny for
No,
burnt toast?
if you got burnt toast, you got to have Johnny here.
Oh, this is true.
And Johnny just got back from, he was up in Boston.
Yeah, Kevin had him drive down all the books and stuff, right?
No, I actually volunteered, Johnny, and you're welcome, buddy. But Kevin wanted Harley to sign some stuff, and I was like, oh, cool. So he said, can you get it up here? And it was, I think he asked me on a Thursday, and we could have overnighted Friday into Saturday, but
you might as well guarantee it.
Nobody's going to guarantee it. And also, once it's signed, I'd need somebody to wrap it up and send it back. And I'm not going to ask Kevin to do that. Like,
No.
Kevin, would you mind? And he's like,
I need you to go to UPS.
you go to the UPS store and wait in line and,
I need you to do civilian things.
Yeah, it's like, fuck that noise. Like, I stopped doing that when I stopped working at the Quick Stop. I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
This is fair.
I
If I could, I would send somebody else, Like,
well, that's what I did. I was like, I could go, and just like, you're
Matt,
not
when
going.
we're running Marvel, like, come on, man. Like, that's the goal. Yo.
We're not going out for coffee. Fuck you. No.
That'd be hilarious.
Or DC. Let's do DC and let's bring it back to New York.
But can we? I want to still keep Gunn on board in some capacity. Okay.
Why wouldn't we?
Okay. Cool. Oh,
No,
we're running
but-
DC Comics, not DC. My mind's film,
I
man.
would
I'm sorry.
No, you DC.
Jim Lee running the comic
Why
parts
isn't
of things.
Jim Lee is yes, he is. He's the chief creative. He's VP in charge of something, and I think he's like
Head
chief
honcho decision maker.
Yeah, he should be. And Jim, whenever you're ready to retire, you're like, this is bullshit.
Come be a co-host on the show because we
come-
know you watch.
Yeah, we do.
Dude, everybody watches. We got James Gunn, Henry Cavill. Everybody's watching.
It's a
the
star.
show.
No, really, it's a star-studded cast
Yeah, it's a star-studded
as well
fan.
as follow fan base.
Star-studded followers, yes. Not cast. Trust me.
Speaking,
You think James going to be up here going, you know what? Those glory hole jokes, they're gold, baby. Gold, Jerry.
and then the Variety article comes out. They are no longer the heads of Marvel.
Exactly.
He once
Or
had a
DC.
colorful
Or DC.
Twitter. That's why he got fired from Marvel.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that is
I still think that was
ridiculous.
bullshit.
Of course it is.
Like,
Well,
actually, isn't it-
user data?
Isn't it weird that that's, and we're not talking politics, folks, but weaponization of Twitter. And yeah, that's
data.
bullshit. And being, canceled because of something that you wrote
said eons
once
ago?
upon a time. Yeah. You know what?
that were obviously jokes.
Sometimes jokes age like fine milk. Because, yeah, It's
I want that on a t-shirt more than anything. Sometimes jokes age like a fine milk.
and it's true because it's like, oh my god, I can't believe I said that, and it was,
Yeah, like how OJ in Naked Gun has aged wonderfully.
Of course he has. He's awesome, and his running through an airport in those Avis commercials. Yeah, when that motherfucker's running through an airport, yeah, nobody got murdered.
Yeah, you know, it's all good. It's all fine and dandy.
Yeah, when that when OJ is in a rush to get out of town, you know something's up. That's all I'm
If you
saying.
see a white Ford Bronco on the highway, you might want to move over a couple lanes.
You ever
Or any
see,
Bronco,
they make
really.
fun of it. I think it's in Shrek or something. One of the Shrek movies. They got the white
Shrek 2.
the white Bronco,
Yeah.
the white Bronco running away.
I love when Shrek always would make jokes like that though, because they also had that whole cops segment in Shrek 2, where instead of pepper spray, they poured the fucking pepper shaker thing onto Donkey's eyes, and he's yelling, "Police brutality! What's fucking happening?" Those jokes always. Well, maybe that's another example of a joke that's aged like milk, that it's still
Is there-
funny.
no, because that's awesome. I mean, unless you're the only ones that like age like milk are the ones that
Are very
Well,
like
mostly-
of the time.
of the time, and mostly the ones that Gilbert Gottfried said. God rest his soul, of course. But and did you ever watch
I've smacked so many. Yeah, like it just gets worse from there.
the show you should watch is the Ben Stiller show? It came out and it was on Fox in 1990 or 1991. I forget the year, but it was only on for one season and had a really good cast. It was Janine Garofalo, Andy Dick, if you can believe it.
Sketch comedy.
It was all sketch comedy. Bob Odenkirk, and it was really, really well done. And
Oh
they had-
shit! This was co-created Judd Apatow. This is
Yeah.
early him.
Oh, it was very early Apatow.
I was just watching Talladega Nights yesterday. Speaking of Apatow,
Oh my
Great
god!
movie.
Oh, and Dina
It's a good time.
Stanutopoulos.
Dino.
Yeah, you recognize him as Starburns on Community,
Yeah,
and he was also one of the co-creators of
he's
Rick
my
and Morty.
God. And more. Oh my god, Moral Laurel. I forgot. about
Moral
that
Laurel,
show.
yeah.
That show is dark.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my
Very
God.
dark. So Dino Stanutopoulos.
Oh my god,
Um,
I forgot he did High School USA. That was a great show for lasted a split second. It was
Yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
it was a cartoon
Those are the-
Archie parody,
Best ones.
but like before Archie became Riverdale.
guilty
Yeah.
as charged. I've never seen him.
Dino. You
You never
saw
seen
Dino?
Moral Laurel?
No.
Moral.
Never
It's
saw
one of
Community?
I've seen Community. Community's one of the show.
Starburns.
Yeah.
the
That's
Starburn
him.
Industries. is-
Okay. Oh, so-
Starburns
him
Industries is
and him and
Dan
Dan Harmon.
Harmon.
There you go.
Dan Hart. Yeah, he was. Community is a wonderful show. I mean, that's I found Childish Gambino on the show for Donald Glover. That
Almost
was
everybody who's been on that show has went on to do
bigger and better.
bigger and
things.
better things.
Except
Oh, yeah.
Chevy Chase, I feel like, was the only one who was slowing down.
Well, it was Chevy Chase.
Right.
He
Yeah,
had his prime already.
He'd been so long. He'd been
But
the top.
that could have been his second coming. You know, that rebranding, like
It
John
could have
Travolta.
been, but,
But no, he had to be Chevy Chase.
He-
he
wasted-
drove Chris Columbus to make Home Alone. He left Christmas Vacation to make Home
Yeah.
Alone. So you might not
'Cause-
have either of those.
because
things.
Chris hated working with him. He was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to
Yeah.
make my own
Exactly.
with Macaulay Culkin
Yeah, I'm
And-
going to do something.
and Joe
so cool.
Pesci
Why would? And let me bring Daniel Stearns with me.
and Daniel
Let me
Stern."
drag Daniel Stearns down with me, and the Polka King of Sheboygan.
Hey, sometimes being an asshole is necessary for the universe. If he hadn't been an asshole, we wouldn't have Home Alone.
That's damn straight.
So, you know what? It's perfectly fine. Hey, you know what? If somebody at Marvel hadn't been an asshole and just decided, hey, I'm going to fire James Gunn for a hot second, we wouldn't have him probably as the head of DC
Yeah,
Films
that's
right
very
now.
So, speaking of Marvel and DC, nice little segue there. Let's talk about the Fantastic Four trailer. Family
Yes.
first, right?
Absolutely.
First steps.
Steps, I'm
Fantastic.
sorry.
First
But
steps.
family first.
But family first.
It's always family first. And may I say, speaking of that, since family is first, I want to, he's probably not watching. I know he's not. My son, Mitch, is celebrating his 22nd birthday today.
Oh,
Happy
crap.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mitch.
birthday, Mitch. Good job, buddy.
Good job, you survived.
Good-
22 years.
If this is a father,
I'm
fuck
surviving.
day, buddy.
Yes, you did.
That's holy shit. They should give you like a medal for that.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Happy birthday, buddy. But Fantastic Four: First Steps. It is our 4th cinematic iteration of
In
these characters.
30 years, something like that.
1, 2.
I'm
was the
counting
90
Roger Corman.
Yeah, we're counting Roger Corman, then those guys, and
Then those guys.
Miles.
no, wait a minute, hold on.
You had the 90s. You had Chris Evans in the early 2000s. You then had the
Oh yeah, that
iteration
is
of
Fan
the
Miles
Forster.
Teller,
third ones.
Miles, the Fox, the one that
This
Fox
is the
had
fourth. Yeah.
found
Yeah.
that Fox,
For
and this is 4.
cinematic theaters.
Hopefully, 4th time's a charm. All
4th
right.
time's the charm. Probably won't be the last. If you know.
No, this feels like it's going to work.
It's
And I love-
gonna have to work.
I
mean,
love the fact that it's a period piece.
So-
they look fantastic.
I'm actually curious on your thoughts more than anything because I know when they were dropping the casting announcements, you weren't happy.
I was
You-
not.
You were not sold on some things.
I love
But
Pedro
did
Pascal.
this-
I love him. I think he's a fantastic actor. He's a great Mandalorian. He is he's the fucking Red Viper, for God's sakes. I think that he's a hell of an actor. And
Did this change your opinion?
it made me more hopeful, number one, but the fact that he had the mustache, I was like, really? You couldn't have like shaved it off for that?
Might be contractually obligated to that mustache.
Might still need it for Star Wars.
Quite
It's a
possibly.
leftover Star Wars demand.
He's also filming Last of Us around the same time that he's shooting 4 projects. I mean, look, it's also the '60s. They probably give him a little bit of a little flare up here and there, but
Only just because you said it, I'm like, he is doing so many things. I'm actually surprised
he's everywhere
that
now.
he's doing.
He was like a journeyman
Fantastic
for 20
Four.
years, and then he blew up. I mean, thanks to Game of Thrones. I mean, like you said,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
the Viper, but there's Gladiator 2, which was the first one's
I
by
was not
far.
amused.
The first one's by far better. The
I
second
was
one was
not
was
entertained.
It's a.
there. You have it.
Yeah. I have yet to see it.
It was fun. I wouldn't say it wasn't as good as the first one, not by a long shot, but it was fun.
I didn't know I needed a sequel to Gladiator.
You didn't. However, the spirit of the first one is littered all throughout the second one. You can't watch it without not thinking about
Saw
the first one.
corpses all over.
You watch the second one, you're gonna want. You just makes you want to watch the first one again.
Okay.
That's not
Which-
really a good.
No,
That's not a good look for a sequel. It makes you want to watch the
first
first
one. Watch the first one
so
again.
much
Well,
more.
look,
That
You know what? No, I would argue that that's a good thing. I mean, if it's a bad sequel, then yeah, it's a bad
it's
thing.
the
But like,
spirit.
if
It's
it's,
not bad, but
if it's a good time,
the spirit of Russell Crowe is there for sure. I mean, it just the first one's iconic. The second one is fun, but the first is iconic.
yeah, the first one is fucking Gladiator.
Yeah.
Like you trying to make a follow up to that is especially this late in the game
right.
when it
So,
wasn't when it wasn't already a planned thing to have like a sequel with it.
fun fact:
It's a surprise
the battlefield in the opening scene for Gladiators also recently just shot for Game of Thrones in their House of the Dragon series. They went and there was the Battle of the Three Dragons, Melees versus Vagar and Sunfire. If anyone
Same
watches.
filming location.
Same filming location. Yeah, they have that battle in House of the Dragon season 2 at the
I
location.
love that stuff.
They filmed.
Where was
I forget the name of the. I'm bringing up facts
it's
and I'm
Castle something and
But no. I mean, is it like in Scotland?
Yeah, it's
Ireland?
out in across the pond over
Thailand.
in the UK over there.
Silver Knight Kyle's got a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
He would like to know if you remember what Daniel Stern's first movie was. Hint, it's a local to me here in Indiana.
Was it Diner? It was Diner, wasn't it? I believe it was Diner. I'm pretty sure it was Diner.
All right, we're waiting for Silver Knight to reply.
Or we can check ourselves.
I like when still okay. Let's find out. Daniel Stern, what was your first movie?
Daniel Stern's first movie was probably like
Is it
a
his-
gonorrhea commercial.
Is it his first credited movie? What if he has other projects prior to that?
Well, what if he does?
Let's
What
see.
if he did?
It's
Oh my God,
not
he looked
Diner.
up. Oh, it's not Diner?
Is it Coupe de Ville?
Well, that's a weird thing. Breaking Away. Ooh, Breaking Away. Great movie.
Breaking Away.
I haven't seen that in probably since it came out in 1978.
Break away from this conversation because I haven't seen it.
I've
Right.
never. Neither have I. Only other thing I know about it is that it's dude who did Bullet did it. Okay, maybe I will check it out.
Gotcha.
Peter Yates did who did
Not
Steve
Diner.
McQueen's
Gotcha.
Bullet.
Okay.
Breakaway. Okay, hey, can't get him every time. You know it happens. Even to Mike Zapsik. But
Oh, and besides, it was Daniel Stern. I'm not a Daniel Stern scholar.
Is anyone?
but so trailer thoughts. So I know that you're not the biggest on Pedro Pascal's casting, but
Right. It does give me hope because he is very,
charismatic.
yeah, and very warm as Reed Richards, which I'm like, you know what? That's something that I always wanted from the Reed Richards. The John Byrne, Reed Richards was a great dad. If you ever read the John Byrne Fantastic Four, Reed was like super dad to Franklin Richards, which I thought was great. And he was also he was a big brother to Johnny Storm and great husband and best friend to Ben Grimm. That was like the family dynamic was right there.
I will say I didn't buy them as a couple when they were first announced, but seeing them in the trailer,
she's a hell of an actress.
They sell it so well.
They've got good chemistry. Sure.
They seem to have great chemistry. I love the 60s vibe. I love the decision to make that. I can't tell if it's either a 60s period piece or if it's like that weird kind
Marvel
of
60s.
It's gonna be the 60s, and the way I see it going, I don't know if it's whatever, but it's they're either gonna end up going through the multiverse, a quantum time portal, and probably ended up in modern day, more than likely by the end of the movie.
That will be cool. But
you go, Mike.
I was gonna say, but we would have heard about them if it was 616.
Confirmed 1963.
Okay.
So what I read, or at least this was somebody's theory, was that the Doomsday and then the Avengers movie that's to follow that are going to unite two different timelines into one. And because they hinted, even though the Marvels isn't a Fantastic movie, they hinted at this other world at the end of it. And they're thinking, oh, that's the world that remembers the Fantastic Four, and that's the one that also where the X-Men are occupying.
Okay.
And maybe something will happen in Doomsday where both of these worlds will converge, and then that's how people will be like, oh yeah, now the Fantastic Four, we remember them, like, even though this timeline is clearly never heard of them yet. But if that's the case, I kind of don't care about the explanation. I'm just kind of excited to see these characters again on the big screen. I love how they did Ben Grimm this time around.
He looks super accurate. I think he looks good.
Super accurate to the comic, and he feels like a New Yorker.
Yeah, he does. But people were bitching, and I love the fact that they've got Herbie in here.
So he's a character I know nothing about. So,
okay.
Comics college hat on.
Right,
Matt, do you know who this character is? Because
a little bit, not as obviously much as Michael knows. I've seen the character in a couple of different issues, but nothing to deep dive on.
Okay. Speaking of which, we've got something to tell you after I explain this. So back in, what was it, 1978? I think it was 78. They had, they were doing a Fantastic Four cartoon. So they did it, but somehow the licensing rights for the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, were parsed out separately. Why? I have no idea. Mainly because great name, but it was the Human Torch. There were people who said that they had to replace the Human Torch because they were afraid kids were going to set themselves on fire, which was complete bullshit. It's because he was, that's what they said. Oh,
I understand the logic. It's why they changed originally Back to the Future, the time machine was supposed to be a refrigerator. And they thought, oh yeah, kids are going to then think they're going to try and take all the bullshit out of it and try and turn it into a time machine.
Here's another question I have for that is, how the fuck can you get a refrigerator up to 88 miles an hour?
Because different draft of Back to the Future. But now they were like, hey, the car is way better.
Yeah, car is way better.
less accessible.
Easier explanation.
Yeah,
easier explanation.
Like, how the fuck?
What happens if you
21 gigawatts through a goddamn refrigerator?
Easy nuclear test site. It was actually the same idea that they used for Indiana Jones 4.
Was it?
Yeah.
Stupid fucking idiots. So anyway, so you had Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Girl, and the Thing with, that's only 3, right? And this is the Fantastic Four. So they created Herbie, the robot, and Herbie had a stupid, oh my God, it was, Herbie stands for something. I don't even, he's gonna find it for me. It's like humanoid something or hermetically sealed. Yeah, there you go, Herbie.
Let's see.
And his fucking voice, he was voiced by Frank Welker. Great voice guy from the 70s. Oh God, and Frank Welker also did
he's Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Fred from Scooby-Doo.
He's Scooby-Doo now.
Yeah.
He's
the new Fantastic
To be fair,
Four.
he's pretty much in everything.
Yeah. So do we have
I'm trying to find the acronym, and it's not
even popping up there where it says Herbie.
It's not.
Yeah, wow.
Here we go.
That's
Humanoid experimental robot B-type integrated electronics.
There you go. That's what Herbie fucking stands for. So, yeah, they couldn't get the Human Torch right, so let's create a robot that has pincers for hands and is douchey. So, yeah, clamps. He's got clamps. Take a look. What would you call them?
No, you're not wrong.
Clamps.
He's legit got clamps.
They get the clamps. So you've got the Fantastic Four. They've got Herbie in it.
But I love, even in this like alternate 60s, well 63, it's a robot, but even then it's still got tape components.
Of course, why
to
wouldn't
his eyes and stuff.
And the Thing can fly.
Computers were around back in the 60s.
It's
more period. Like I said, it's the period piece, right? It
I meant
the time.
the robot can fly, not the Thing. The Thing can't fly. He's Brock.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll have they get their flying car though? Right?
I would hope.
You hope so, but
it's in the trailer. The Fantastic
maybe
car.
I missed that. I probably just missed that then.
There was actually it was one of the cool things at D23 when they announced this movie. They had the car fly out because they created like a super lightweight version of it. So it on like a drone platform, this thing just flies out from behind the curtain, and you're just like, what the fuck? And in the movie, it's on 4 wheels this time. But I love anything that is like, I love period pieces. I love that whole aesthetic of like the 50s and 60s. So I'm excited to see what they do with that with Marvel production design, because Marvel always kills it when it comes to building.
I mean, obviously they have to get their feet on the ground first, and the movie's got to release. But I'm also thinking that this would be a really good time or opportunity to eventually have, now you also have Spider-Man out on his own, right, for the first time. And now Peter's in a point in his life where he's strictly got to be Spider-Man. But him and Human Torch have a close bond, a close relationship. This might be a good opportunity to introduce the on-screen relationship that they have, and it might be a good, not so much where Tony Stark was Peter's mentor and Reed Richards will probably be Johnny's mentor. This might be a good opportunity for them to have a brotherly equal relationship, or even mano a mano, brotherly but also competitive at times.
They were dicks to each other,
but they still exchange gifts at Christmas.
Relationship, it's like, you may be a pain in the ass, but you're my pain in the ass.
And you also have Daredevil out there now. So you got Born Again coming out in March, I think it's going to be like 18 episodes, which I'm pretty hyped about that. Yeah, probably 2 parts, though. They'll probably break it up into 2 seasons, so you'll have to get your Disney account and cancel it and then get it back again. More than likely. But
$20 for one goddamn show.
Hey, it's crazy out there.
But I think that I hope that we're building towards these eventual super cool moments, because I feel like, especially with the rut we have been in over the last couple of years, I feel like we deserve it.
I feel like they've gone back to the writing room probably 3 times at least already for the Spider-Man 4. I mean, they keep talking about wanting to do ground level, but he's going to be ground level in space. I just don't know why.
There's no way to be ground level in space.
That's what they said. They said
there's no way.
The term was, just because he's in space doesn't mean he can't be grounded, and it's a little. I'm just repeating words that I heard come from the studios.
I repeat a lot of words that I hear coming out of places.
I mean, in theory, the statement isn't wrong.
Fuck.
Because, I mean,
I would like to see a more advanced Wilson Fisk looking at, maybe starts taking over as mayor, build that story up. Maybe they will in Born Again. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but
Isn't that what they hinted at in the
more
trailer?
more than likely. I would be shocked if they don't go that route. I mean, he's got so much power, and it's a way to keep it grounded, but still in the same universe of further expanding on those things. I mean, I guess you can't really do some characters or get too close to the video games, but I can see Tom Holland retiring and them introducing Miles probably after another trilogy or so, but that's still some time away.
That's even if he wants to do another trilogy, because
He will probably do one more contractually, or three. I see him doing 3 to 5 more appearances at Spider-Man at least. But he says he's going to retire once he has a kid, and so I mean, who knows when that's going to be?
Zendaya, so yeah, we'll see. I do hope we get these moments, but it really does depend on the outcome of these next few Marvel movies to tell us where the trajectory is going to go.
Sure, you can't get too ahead.
Because it's Fantastic Four, and then what's after?
I'm not sure what's after Fantastic Four, but we have before that. You have Captain America coming out next week. Brave New World on Valentine's Day.
How many reshoots did they do on that one?
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, those are quite the shoes to fill too. I mean, to follow Chris Evans, Steve Rogers is quite the burden. But that's probably what half the movie is going to be about, is him taking on that.
Also, when
that expanded role.
Wasn't that also what the entire
Thunderbolts?
That's next. That's May.
But isn't that what the entire Falcon and the Winter Soldier was about? Was him coming to grips with being Captain America?
Yeah.
Now he's got to be Captain America and come to grips with it again, because there's some people who didn't have Disney Plus subscriptions, so and they're cheap bastards, so they're not going to get it. So they're going to have to retell that fucking story.
It might be a little redundant.
Pardon me. I'm in a cursing mood today.
So wait, do you think that like a show like Falcon and Winter Soldier should have just been like a movie? Or was it fine?
It probably could have been the other half of this movie before they reshot it.
I would have exactly. I would have much rather have seen
Sebastian Stan.
No, I would have rather said, no, as Cap, no. Well, there's no way to redeem. I'm trying to think. Sebastian Stan, could they have? No, you would need like 2 more movies to redeem him.
Well, I mean, the thing when was Stanley Tucci plays the Doctor in First Avenger? He says to Cap isn't a perfect soldier; he's a good man.
Yeah,
Winter Soldier's a perfect soldier. Sam Wilson's a good man.
How about this? How about when you look at and that's exactly what it was when they gave when he actually took it, when John Walker took the super soldier serum, and he became that soldier. He was a great soldier to begin with.
Right.
Wasn't a good man. Not necessarily. Not a bad man, but he was just, and that's the whole thing, is he's not. It was this twisted form of
the formula amplifies what you already have. So like if you're already at your heart good, you're going to be even better.
Yeah.
And if he was already a good soldier, then he's going to be a great soldier. But if he was a questionable man,
I don't know if he was a questionable man. And you know what? I know that when he took the serum, he was at a point in his life when he was doubting himself. So that
true. So the self-doubt.
Yeah.
It's almost like you need to, before you become Captain America, you need to go through a positivity course.
But Sam didn't Sam hasn't taken any serum.
He's just been handed the mantle.
But I'm pretty sure he's also got a fancy new vibranium suit that he's toting around. Or at least the wings. But
that would make sense, because otherwise, everybody's going to rip his wings off.
Right.
So he's still technically also the Falcon while being Captain America? Because I know that they've implemented the wings into the design.
They introduced the newer, I guess, new Falcon, or I don't know if he has any others, because he's got the kid take over in Falcon Winter Soldier. It looks like he'll probably take up the mantle. Someone else will probably take up that sidekick. He was a young kid from the army. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
But he ends up again. Yeah. If you haven't seen Falcon Winter Soldier,
And so many of you have.
and so many of you haven't, I really know it's a shame. It's a crying shame. But there is someone else that it looks like will be taking over the role.
We'll see. We'll see about the Falcon. Yeah, but it's I don't know if it's gonna be like two Falcon or two winged characters out there.
Might be.
Hawkman and Hawkgirl. There you go. That'll be awesome.
Joaquin Torres.
Joaquin
Torres is taking over as the new Falcon after Sam Wilson becomes Captain America.
Danny Ramirez. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Torres.
Okay.
Yeah. So Torres is the guy who's going to be taking over because he didn't he give him the one wing or
He gave her something,
Keep it.
something sentimental.
Keep it.
I'm excited to see this new Captain America, but I'm nervous as hell when your reshoots add 2 new writers to your film that are credited. Whew, you made some.
I mean, how
you
late?
made some changes.
How late did Giancarlo Esposito come into the movie before those rewrites? I mean, I don't.
He wasn't in the
No.
original shoot.
That's my
yeah.
point. Like how they 3 rewrites in probably added him, but I mean, I'm excited. He's wonderful to watch. I mean, he's a great time. He's a wonderful villain most of the
he's
time.
just a really nice guy.
I just hope that it's not a patchwork movie. Like you know, sometimes you could tell with like reshoots and stuff like that.
Was it like Batman, Superman, or
Yeah, I
Or Justice League.
oh, that there you
Yeah,
go.
there
That's,
you go.
that's the one.
I'm optimistic for this, but for Fantastic Four, I'm kind of sold. I'm of course I'm gonna need to see it come out. I'm gonna have to sit there and watch it to give like a fully formed opinion. And to be quite honest with you, I'm probably not gonna watch any more trailers. I think that
I've seen it. I'm done watching them. July 25th, I'll be there. But in the meantime, I'm not watching anything else. I want to be surprised because this is the first trailer, but come trailers 3, 4, 5, they're gonna give
TV spots.
they're gonna
and all
give
that
away
bullshit.
a majority of the movie between TV spots, theatrical releases on trailers, podcasts. Right? How many times are you gonna see it clipped up and broken down? I want to be excited. I want it to be fresh. I don't want to see a quarter of the movie before I walk in.
You heard it here first, folks. No more trailers for these guys.
That's right.
At least I'm trying.
All right. So you guys had mentioned it, and starting next week, we're going to be doing a new segment called Christian. Give it to him.
Deep dive.
We're going to be deep diving. Next week is going to be all about Superman. We're going to trace the lineage, stuff that you may know, stuff you probably don't know.
So why don't we explain what deep dive is?
Deep dive is where we take a subject. We're going to do this once or twice a month, time depending. And I'm going to take a comics related subject. We're going to do a deep dive on it. Next week is going to be Superman. I'm going to be sending Christian some bullet points.
I got homework.
And he's going to come up with some questions for me. And I'm just going to go from soup to nuts, from his origins in 1935. You heard that right, folks. 1935, not 1938, when Action Comics #1 debuted, but his origins from 1935 onward to today.
This is why I like this idea, because I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Cool.
It's going to be good. From the lineup Mike has hinted at, it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited, especially because, well, not only with the new movie, I've been a Superman fan since I was a kid. I'm already on board.
All right.
So I'm excited for our first deep
Go.
dive. We were talking about trailers before, and I just wanted to briefly touch upon it, just to acknowledge it. You didn't see it, but the new Fantastic World trailer,
Jurassic World.
Jurassic
I
World,
did.
Fantastic World.
Fantastic World.
I'm so sorry. Hey, might as well be. But yeah, no, new Jurassic World movie.
Yeah, I did not see it because how many Jurassic Park movies have there been?
This makes 6,
6, 7?
No, this will be the
5,
seventh.
7.
Seventh?
Oh, that's right. There's 2
Seven.
trilogies, right?
7 fucking movies. We don't need that many movies. So, and we had this discussion last week, the week before, and I believe the
I
week
didn't even
before
repeat
that.
the point.
I didn't realize you
The
didn't like
point is-
dinosaurs.
Well, it's not about dinosaurs, although they're getting
Oh,
kind of
this new one is.
cumbersome. There hasn't been anything new. So, yeah, why don't we do another sequel? Why don't we remake this one? Because what's going to happen is,
A couple
how are we
characters
gonna
might
do
get
that?
eaten.
Yeah, maybe somebody's arm gets bit off.
Again?
Yeah.
But
Eat 'em
this
whole.
time, It looks real.
This time it's personal. No,
I don't
see,
know. I like the approach that they're taking in this new one. It actually sounds interesting. I just it's one of those trailers that you see where I'm just like, you know what? It's like Fantastic Four. I don't want to see anything else. I like the basic premise I've been told, and I kind of want to go into it very blind.
So, question. The second
Answer.
one, Lost World. It starts because they go back to the second island.
Is it the second island?
Isla
Or is
Nublar.
it
The way I watched the trailer, they said this was the reject island.
Yeah.
So it's the second island, more
This
than
is-
likely.
This is the island where
Spoiler.
where the creatures that were too
Dangerous for the park.
dangerous for the park go.
Right, but they did that in the Lost World.
They did.
And they tried. They wanted to do a research expedition to find the other dinosaurs. They go back to the island. Well, they tried to get Jeff Goldblum to go back. He says no way. His girlfriend snuck off to the island prior because she's a scientist and she wants to document and take photos. Then it ends with them bringing the T-Rex back to LA and it ends up destroying LA County.
Jump the shark when?
You know.
Yeah, and what role did Ted McGinley play in this?
I got nothing there.
I don't.
Jay
think so.
Boyd has a question. Hey, if you can have 10 Fast and Furious, why not Jurassic Park? One could argue that we don't need 10 Fast and Furious.
One can argue that I have no Fast and no Furious. I have never seen a Fast nor a Furious movie. Never.
Really?
Never.
Not
Nope.
one.
Not
The
one.
first three are a blast.
I
Let me
will
tell you.
never, and I mean never, I will never be so bored that I need to watch a Fast and Furious. Dom, what's his last name?
Toretto.
Toretto. Dom Toretto is not my family.
You got it. Oh, damn.
Jeez. Okay. All right.
Again,
Tell us how you feel,
I'm
Mike.
just
More of a rock fan?
There's the line in the sand. Neither him nor that. And what was his name in this whole thing? Was he The Rock as well?
He was Hobbs.
Hobbs.
He played
There's and Hobbs and
Shaw.
Shaw.
the spinoff.
Oh, yeah, there are spin-offs. I
The big
None.
forgot.
spinoffs. So you know what's
None
funny
of
though?
these.
The irony is that they're used to Fast and Furious
This
movies.
better be ironic.
It's not. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
I wanna hear why.
take it for your whatever face value.
Use the word right.
There's the movie Faster with The Rock, made around the same time as Fast and Furious. I thought that was the spinoff. I was scrolling the other day and I saw
You see
Faster.
Fast and Furious?
I saw.
You see Faster?
I saw Faster, and I was like, I guess it's one of the spinoffs. And it was like The Rock
and
still.
I watched it,
how-
and it had nothing to do.
I didn't. I didn't watch it. The Rock still had hair. That's how old it ended up being.
Holy crap.
So I mean, early
He didn't just have a
2000s.
shadow of hair.
maybe it was fake. Maybe it was a piece, but
It's called a tonsure, boys.
Ooh. Silver Kyle's got another trivia question for you, Mike. Who picked up the original Superman story off the rejection pile and had it put in action number 1? Actually, I have no idea.
That's kind of a weird phrasing of that.
Is this kind of a trick question?
I think it's just a weird phrasing of the question. Who took it off the rejection pile and put it into the Action Comics and had it put in action number 1?
I mean, wouldn't
know
that be the...
You know what, Silver Knight Kyle? You're gonna have to tune in next week to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna be doing shit like that, Silver Knight Kyle. You're not taking my fucking thunder away. Like I said, I'm in a cursing mood.
I'm with Dennis on this one. I would rather see a live-action Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah,
I would love that, especially I just watched an episode of the cartoon, and it's actually quite good.
it's charming.
It's really, really fun. Marvel, do you think? That would be awesome. Especially Devil Dinosaur as a character in this current MCU.
I would do that. I would love to see that if James Gunn were still involved with Marvel. But
Oh,
since
he
they're
would
not-
do that really well, huh? Oh, that'd
and
be really
there's
funny.
it's really cool. It was part of the whole Creature Commandos, but the island that time forgot. Dinosaurs ruled
Was part of that as well.
part of the weird war shit
Whoa,
Yeah,
okay.
back in like the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Jay Boyd, I'm ready for a Squirrel Girl live-action movie.
Who isn't?
I've been ready for that for a couple of
I-
years.
I
I'm
think
surprised it's not Anna
I
Kendrick
think they
by
had one of
now.
those Triple X movies with Squirrel Girl. It's true. Axel Braun presents Squirrel Girl
I'd still watch it.
in color.
Oh man, Matt, you had some stuff to promote, right, buddy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you only got like 8 minutes. Folks, we're going to be cutting this early because Matt's
no,
got to
no.
go back and
Yeah, you got a
I have
couple minutes.
responsibilities to
I
tend
figured,
to.
you had some stuff to say.
Yeah,
so-
this upcoming Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday at 3 p.m. right before the game, we have Kevin coming in to do a Wicked sing along encore.
Kevin James is going to be there. Damn.
It's we've got
Kevin Smith will be at Smodcastle Cinemas. Sing along with Kevin for.
Wicked.
There you go.
It's a Wicked sing along. It's going to be a great time. We had one. The encore is going to be fantastic. Later up this month on February 23rd at 3 p.m. we have the 15th anniversary of Cop Out. Get your tickets while you still can. It's going to be a great time. You do not want to miss out on that show.
You really don't. You
really
don't.
don't want to miss that show.
If you can't take a hint,
You really don't
You
want to
don't.
miss that show.
I am not at liberty to say a damn thing. But you don't want to miss this one, folks.
Yeah, we can't say nothing beyond that.
Those are my current Smodcastle updates for now. I'll have more, at another time or date. But in the meantime, we've got the Wicked
I
on.
was expecting like a ticker
Nope.
tape. Like, I have no more.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. We are out of updates. That's it. We got the Wicked Encore and we have Cop Out coming up this
And
month.
World's best popcorn.
World's best popcorn. We
And
pop it fresh.
Did you folks know that popcorn is more expensive anywhere? It's more expensive per ounce than filet mignon.
What?
That makes sense. I think, maybe I'm shooting my own foot off. I heard there's like a 4,000% markup on certain places where you buy popcorn. Not us, though. We have very good deals, very fair prices for families.
You have good popcorn.
We have
The
great
best
popcorn.
popcorn.
We pop it fresh.
I'm telling you, it is the world's, when I no hyperbole, world's best popcorn.
Like I've been to an AMC recently, and it kind of annoyed the shit out of me that their popcorn was so subpar.
It's
I was literally like, "Yo, Smodcastles is so much better," and I'm just like, "How is this the thing?" Oh, by the way, I put your ticker there.
Oh my God.
Breaking news. Out of news.
you know what I would love for you guys to do is I would love for you to make caramel corn and the cheese popcorn.
Oh, no
Preaching to the
kidding.
choir.
and just like because you mix those two together, it's Chicago style. It's amazing. It shouldn't work, but it works. Caramel and cheese.
You got one more thing to announce for Smodcastle. 37-hour film challenge.
Oh, that's right. That's coming up in. You can sign up for that on the Film Freeway, and that should be, I believe, March 22nd. I believe the details for that will be going out probably the night before. It's a 37-hour challenge. We had one last year. It
that
is.
was awesome.
Matt,
Thank
you
you.
made a kick-ass.
I
entry
appreciate that. I do what
It
I
just-
can. You thank the Academy, and you move
Yeah.
and you move on with your life, and that's all
I
good.
think Ernie said you were unable to win,
that.
but
Yeah,
it
Ernie
was
tells us
fucking
all the same thing.
awesome.
I wasn't gonna unbeg that here, but that's all right.
I will. You don't have to. I can. Because I run this shop,
That's
buddy.
right. Just-
Nobody telling me what to say.
It's an absolute great time. Look out for it. We will be
No
announcing
strings.
many more things coming up this year. We have a lot of things we're planning that should be very exciting. I can't spoil anything at the moment until I have more confirmations for you, but definitely look out for live events at Smodcastle as well as the Secret Stash this year.
Yeah, and
Thanks.
we will always be priming the pump for you guys over there.
Yeah.
Likewise.
I think we literally, every time we end the show, we always do like general updates here in the stash.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here and the theater. But
Yep.
that's because we're in this awesome little bubble that we get to be a part of.
Together,
all
of us.
All of us. It's so great. Oh, that's cool.
So,
From Carlo, Matt introduced me to a new song with his short. Oh, so see?
great song.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right.
What song?
Didn't you? They said,
Oh,
with your short.
my short. My bad. I thought brain fart. I thought he was talking about something.
That was
else.
awesome.
That was fucking great.
I love you. You got to come back. You
My-
should come back
I
tomorrow.
was like, wait a second,
My pleasure,
buddy.
buddy. Yeah, it's one of those days. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. Next week, as we said, we're going to start our comic deep dives. If you have a suggestion for a comic deep dive, leave them in the comments. If anything, we would love to hear the suggestions. I think that'll be fun.
I would love to make fun of you people.
Yeah, exactly. It's what Mike lives for.
He makes make fun of us, and we're right here.
Yeah, we're
So,
right here. Right. Until next time, folks, take care, stay awesome, have a wonderful evening. Matt, thank you so much again for
my
coming
pleasure.
on
Thank
board.
you for having me, fellas.
Adios.
Take care, guys.
Hey kids, we're live at the Secret Stash with Mike, Julia, and Christian. It's the Hella Bash. Tune in and check out the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat, and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and
Oh, Mike wants the last word. You want to say bye, Mike? What you want to say? Now, bye.
Hey kids, we're live at the Secret Stash with Mike, Julia, and Christian. It's the Hella Bash. Tune in and check out the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat, and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bring in all the big guns when we coming through. Welcome to the stage.